Sir Philip, Claire, it's a great pleasure to welcome you to the Abbey and members of your team and all the exhibitors who have already been busy behind. And a great joy to welcome so many people to this conference. I believe it's the very first conference of the National Churches Trust to be held in Scotland. And I do hope it's going to be a tremendous success. Some of you have travelled tremendous different distances this morning to be here, and that is hugely appreciated. Perhaps this is the first time that you have been in this particular building. The foundation of the Abbey dates from 1163. It was constructed to be a monastic building by the Cluniac monks who came to us from Much Wenlock in Shropshire, originally from Cluny in France. Over the centuries, there have been tremendous changes to the original building, caused through many reasons, from fire to simple neglect. However, we have this rather magnificent, splendid, worshipful building to be used. It is very much a working cathedral-like church, serving the west of Scotland and far beyond. But it is also a building of immense historical interest on a global scale. And there is hardly a Sunday, never mind a week, where the place is not filled with visitors from all over the world who return to Paisley and to its abbey. You and I meet together here, not to hear a history lesson, but rather to meet within a place like this in order to share our common concerns and problems, in the hope that the people we are meeting with today might be able to offer us some kind of resolve, some kind of encouragement, and even very necessary funding. Probably like the churches that you represent, we have enormous difficulty and problems with raising funds here just to keep this place open, to keep it functioning. If I say to you that our ongoing maintenance project, which is the latest one that we are raising funds for, has a cost to us of £700,000. We have been very fortunate that we are standing at this moment in time just shy of that by some £40,000. And so if any of our funders or exhibitors here can help us to bridge that little gap, then please be assured the kingdom of heaven is open to you. And we will be very, very pleased indeed. But we have been so grateful, just as you all are, to the help that people have been able to give us. Historic Environment Scotland has been able to give us some 40% of that. National Churches Trust has given us their full allocation for a grant, for which we are hugely grateful, and putting us on to the Wilson Foundation to top up as well. But probably there are other funders present who have also contributed to help us with lesser amounts. Please be assured that everything that you can offer to people like us, in other words, to the majority of people here representing churches up and down the land, your work is so much appreciated, and what you do for us is so necessary, because if you didn't exist, neither could we. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard enough from me. I do hope that today is found of great interest for you, that you find it encouraging and inspiring, and who knows, perhaps you may go home too with some extra promises of financial aid in your pocket. I wish you well. Please, ladies and gentlemen, would you keep your applause as a very warm welcome for Sir Philip Putnam, our chairman.
Yeah, sorry, that's awesome.
I'll pause for a moment. We good?
Don't think that's causing it. Maybe that one? Try turning that one off.
I think it worked on Frank Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Philip Rutnam, Chair of the National Churches Trust. It is an absolute delight to be here. It's not quite my first visit, but it's my first visit in 30 years to Paisley Abbey, and I have to say I had forgotten just how magnificent it is, and also what a splendid town Paisley is. So I'm absolutely delighted to be here. And I'd like to thank Jim, again, the Minister, for hosting this conference. It is, in fact, a very important conference at a very important time. There is no bigger challenge to the country's heritage in Scotland and right across the United Kingdom than the future of our churches and our chapels. It is an issue that is felt most acutely, I know, in Scotland, where the issues are being grappled with and dealt with, no doubt, by every one of you here on a daily basis. And it is important not just because of the heritage that we see around us, not just because of the fact that these buildings account for nearly half of all the most important historic buildings in our country, but also because of what they mean, the sense of identity and place that they provide to countless communities, the way in which they contain memories and associations, and also the way in which they provide countless services, religious services, but also social connections, part of the fabric of our social infrastructure, again, for thousands and thousands of communities. There are 38,500 places of Christian worship in the United Kingdom still in use. So this is a very, very important event at a critical time, and I hope that for everyone here, it will be productive. Please make new connections. Please explore associations. Please come away from this event with new people with whom you have made an acquaintance and with new ideas. I would like to say some thank yous. First of all, this event has been organised in close association with by 4 partner organisations, of which the National Churches Trust is just one. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Historic Environment Scotland, to Scotland's Churches Trust, and to Historic Churches Scotland, from each of whom you will be hearing a little bit more in a moment. And then finally, I'd like to say 2 special thank yous. One is to Karen Hind, colleague who's unfortunately unable to be here, but I'm sure is probably known to many of you. And also to the National Lottery Heritage Fund, our own partner, National Churches Trust partner in Scotland, and I'm sure also, again, working closely with many of you. They have enabled us to expand our work in Scotland through the Cherish programme, and that is something about which I'm sure you will be hearing more later. So a very warm welcome from me. We're absolutely delighted to be here today, and I hope that this event will be as productive as indeed it should be. So thank you very much.